So welcome to Bunny's Designs. This is a live stream, an impromptu Friday afternoon in the UK. Um, I've dug out my sketchbook that I've made from brown paper, a cornflake box, and paper lining. And I've also dug out these, which I've got 3 sets, and I wish I had more. I bought them for my daughter, and it's a Neo Aquila. And they're like neoart, they're like Neocolor 2s, but they're what they brought out before. But the best thing is there's every colour you need. Oops, in a kind of a finger, and they last really well actually. My girls have had these for years. And there's almost kind of a finger full. They're really chunky, and I wanted to play with the white as well, but as you can see, I'm just going to play with the black. But I have put a drop of water in like a little well, and the beauty of them is because they are fatter. Although I have done it with the small ones, you can fill this with water, and then you've kind of got like a huge crayon, and you can have a play. So I'm just having a bit of a play. If I put that at that side, I'm just having a bit of a play. So this is a photograph of a painting I did quite a long time ago, and I think I want that taller than that. So I just thought I'd have a play and see if I could get these books again that I quite like. And I've not quite mastered this big paintbrush, because this is quite a big paintbrush, is this? So, and you kind of want to shadow. So it's a very rough sketch, so but it's a nice doodle. This is good for doodling. And I'm going to make it 3 panels because I've made a boo-boo with that. So I'm going to make it 3 panels. It might have been better just making it up. So if we look out of here, and I like the idea that she's kind of going out the room. You don't know why she's flying out the room, but she is, and I like that idea. But I love the fact that you're just kind of dipping into this. And I was trying to look earlier for a photograph my daughter painted. So the idea was that there was a door, and there was another door, and there was another door, but obviously not going to do that. And then whatever happens to this painting, actually just go with it, kind of thing. Because it's just got to be such a rough interpretation of something. And then of course down here, now this actual room here, of this particular thing here, I sketched while I was in the bath, because this particular door and this door into my bedroom is my upstairs. So you can get your inspiration from everywhere. And my bath used to be across this way. And then if you were in the bath and looking that way, you saw there's a hallway and then the extension, and that little bit there, that skirting board, there, that's the skirting board. That's where I got the inspiration for that. And as I say, this was the piece I used to get into uni. This is my final piece that I used before I went to uni. So we can colour that in there. But what we can also do, oopsie, is put some more water in this. And of course, this is the beauty of this Caran d'Ache near colour 2s. But if you go near the edge, you get a darker, and I want a darker bit there. And there was another door there, but I'm not going to put that in. And then we kind of had and that would go down there, so then this would be darker. And I can't draw a straight line to save my life, so. And every time it's getting bigger as it gets nearer, because it's a floorboard. And again, we can have a bit of a shadow under there, and a bit of shadow down there. And then we need dark here to go to light, because we've got the light coming through this door. So it would be better if we kind of took it like this. And you can just maybe, and again, you can be very not precious with it, because it technically is an old piece of wallpaper. So you can start dark and then get lighter. And of course it's watercolour, so it moves again. It'll always move, so you can keep moving it. No, it wasn't very well done, but and all you're spoiling, it's not watercolour paper, it's wallpaper paper. It's just really, really cheap and nasty, so you're just doing a rough sketch. And we might want a little bit more dark. There, so you can just move that about a bit. So I'm quite pleased I got my mojo back. I was beginning to wonder if it would ever come back. And then if you really want, you can get some quite dramatic darks. And I like this because you're not precious with it, so you can kind of go for it. So we've got, now I had the floorboards going in that direction, so if we have, this probably is a bit too big, this brush. So if that's the size of her and the door, we've got a bookcase. So we could have a bookcase there. And if that's the doorway, it would go across there. And the fireplace is actually my fireplace that I used to have. But when I do this again, I'm going to use my Victorian one. So it would stick out a little bit like this, because it would be kind of a bit more kind of, I think they're a bit ornate now, they're a bit more ornate. And I think I copied that from I think there was a kind of I think there was a kind of, some kind of ornate fireplace in a magazine that I cut out, so but the exciting bit is when we get to draw the books. I might have to go to a smaller brush, I think. And really you should turn this on its side so that you're not kind of, but what's this? This is giving me a highlight on a shelf, and I don't really want it to be too dark, so but I love the fact you can get all these greys and darks and blacks from one brush and one little thing of paint. Oh, it wasn't too bad, that. It wasn't too bad. I've done worse. I've done worse. So I'm actually going to clean that, and again it's watercolour. It's all come completely out of that little white brush. Quite enjoyed that little brush, don't know where it came from, but I might leave that one out because I like to find nice brushes. I think I'm going for, I think I'm going to use one of these. I always like to have a look at the brush when it's, so in fact, if you look at that one, you can tell it's quite a good brush, because if you look at the points, then actually that one's better. So I'm going to go back to this one, because it's a nice brush and I've got the feel of it now. So I'm going to do books. So we've got, and this is how I kind of do my books. So I've kind of made a bit of a boo-boo there, but it's alright, because what I'm going to do is, so that's going to come down like that, that's going to come down like that, and that's going to come down like that. It's going to come down like that. It's going to come down like that. So thanks for stopping by, guys. Again, this is a live show for Ustream.tv and recorded for YouTube for people to watch at their leisure. Now, I actually want this quite dark because I'm going to be going behind all these little books now. And this is how the books grow. This is how they grow. So if we look at the books, there's normally, and I've do it that way, is a shadow. I like the fact that you can just kind of create all these chunky books. Aha. You've got to remember though, you can't, once you've put a little puddle in there, you can't really tip it up, so you just have to lean it up somewhere. But they're very well behaved. And my mouse has died a death. So if you want to get a dud battery